Arizona offers something extraordinary for walkers seeking calm, curiosity, and connection. From ancient cliff dwellings perched above canyons to Route 66 ghost towns where wild burros roam free, these 50 carefully selected destinations span desert trails, historic downtowns, botanical gardens, riverside paths, and mountain escapes, each with a story that transforms a simple walk into an unforgettable experience. Number 50. Old Dominion, Historic Mine Park in Globe. This park offers easy to moderate difficulty trails, with various options for walkers. Walk through the complete life cycle of Arizona copper mining at this remarkable, free park. The Old Dominion mine operated from the 1880s to 1931. At its peak, trains hauled 2 million pounds of copper each month. Globe was named for a massive, sphere-shaped silver nugget discovered in the 1870s. This is Arizona's only self-guided mine tour. View the towering headframe, the mining artifact boneyard, and equipment from the era that built modern Arizona. Number 49. Fort Apache Historic Park on the White Mountain Apache Reservation. Easy to moderate difficulty with various trails. This is hallowed ground where Apache history, U.S. military history, and cultural preservation intersect. Established in 1870 during the Apache Wars, Fort Apache was a hotspot in Geronimo's War. Remarkably, 12 Apache Scouts received the Congressional Medal of Honor in 1872 for service as Army Scouts. Today, nearly 30 historic buildings from the 1870s to the 1930s remain. The Noweka Bagoa Museum tells the White Mountain Apache story from creation to contemporary life. Number 48. Woodland Lake Park Trail in Pinetop Lakeside. This easy, short loop covers 1 to 1.5 miles. It is an urban oasis in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest and a summer escape where valley residents flee triple-digit temperatures. It is typically 20 to 30 degrees cooler than Phoenix. A gentle walk takes you through the world's largest stand of ponderosa pines. A flat, paved path circles a scenic reservoir with picnic tables, fishing spots, and shaded rest areas. In fall, stunning foliage appears on aspens and oaks. Number 47. Painted Desert, Rim Trail and Inn in Petrified Forest National Park. Easy difficulty, 1 mile. The 1930s Painted Desert Inn was originally built using petrified wood and local stone to serve Route 66 travelers, with rooms for $2 and cold beer. The Fred Harvey Company brought their famous Harvey Girls to serve travelers. Hopi artist Fred Cabatier painted stunning murals that remain today. It is the only national park along historic Route 66. The Rim Walk overlooks 146 square miles of multi-hued painted desert. Number 46. Blue Mesa Trail in Petrified Forest National Park. Easy to moderate difficulty, 1 mile. Descend into an otherworldly landscape of purple, blue, gray, and peach-banded badlands. Colorful bentonite clay hills formed from volcanic ash over millions of years. Frequently compared to Badlands National Park, Blue Mesa is considered the best hike in petrified forest. The multicolored hills shift colors with changing light. Walk among these formations rather than just viewing from overlooks. Number 45. Crystal Forest Trail in Petrified Forest National Park, near Holbrook. An easy trail, 0.8 miles long. Walk among trees that lived 225 million years ago, during the Triassic period, before dinosaurs roamed the Earth. These ancient conifers fell, were covered by sediment, and their organic matter was replaced by minerals over millions of years. The colorful logs display purples, reds, and oranges. It is the most wheelchair and stroller-friendly trail in the park. Dogs are allowed on a leash. Number 44. Yuma East Wetlands on the Colorado River Heritage Trail in Yuma. Easy to moderate difficulty, 2.5 to 3.5 miles. An inspiring story of restoration. Once a trash-filled wasteland overtaken by invasive salt cedar, the East Wetlands, which covers 1,400 acres, has been transformed through a unique partnership of the Quechan Indian tribe, the city of Yuma, and government agencies. Since 2004, nearly 200,000 native trees have been planted. Endangered species, including Ridgway's rail, have returned. Gateway Park features a 1907 Baldwin steam locomotive, marking where the first train entered Arizona territory. Number 43. Hohokam, a Route 66 ghost town between Kingman and Needles. Easy difficulty, 0.4 miles. This former gold mining boomtown was named for Olive Oatman, a young pioneer girl kidnapped by Apache in 1851 and later adopted by the Mojave tribe. Today, the town has more burros, nearly 2,000, than people, just 128. These wild burros are descendants of miners' pack animals. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard honeymooned at the Oatman Hotel in 1939. The bar's walls are still covered with signed dollar bills. Number 42. Quartzsite Desert Walks. The walks range from easy to moderate difficulty across various trails. This tiny desert town, with a population of about 3,500, swells each winter to nearly 750,000 to 1 million people, becoming the world's largest gathering of recreational vehicle owners and rockhounds. Haji Ali's monument honors Haji Ali, a Syrian camel driver who was recruited in the 1850s for a U.S. Army Camel Corps experiment. The area became the filming location for the 2020 Oscar-winning film Nomadland. Number 41st. Montezuma Castle National Monument in Camp Verde. This is an easy walk, 0.33 miles. It is a stunning 5-story, 20-room cliff dwelling built by the Sinagua people around 1100 AD. It is one of the best preserved ancient structures in North America. Despite its name, it has no connection to Montezuma. Early settlers assumed anything impressive must be Aztec. Nearby, Fort Verde State Historic Park is the best preserved American Indian Wars-era fort in Arizona. The site features a fully paved, wheelchair-accessible loop. Number 40. Arcosanti, near Cordes Junction. Moderate difficulty, with guided tours lasting 75 to 90 minutes. Arizona's City of the Future, a prototype arcology conceived by Italian-American architect Paolo Soleri, a student of Frank Lloyd Wright, in 1970. Massive concrete domes, curved apses, and circular windows rise from the desert mesa. 13 major structures were built using earth casting, concrete poured over mounds of local silt. The architecture reportedly influenced the Tatooine setting in Star Wars. About 40 to 80 residents live in this radical experiment in sustainable community. Number 39th. The historic Wickenburg Walking Tour. This is an easy route with 31 stops. The famous jail tree is a 200-year-old mesquite tree. It served as Wickenburg's first jail from 1863 to 1890. Outlaws were literally chained to it. Now, it is one of Arizona's magnificent 7 heritage trees. 6 large, interactive bronze statues throughout downtown share stories when you press a button. The Vulture Mine, 12 miles away, was one of Arizona's most productive gold mines until 1942. Number 38. Historic downtown Kingman on Route 66. Kingman is the heart of historic Route 66. It includes the longest remaining continuous stretch of the Mother Road, 158 miles. The White Cliffs Wagon Trail, just 1 mile from downtown, still shows wagon tracks from the late 1800s etched into stone. The 1928 Santa Fe steam engine number 3759 weighs nearly 500,000 pounds, and visitors can climb into the cab. A self-guided walking tour covers 40-plus sites on the National Register. Number 37. Yuma Territorial Prison, State Historic Park in Yuma. Easy difficulty, 0.5 to 1 mile. From 1876 to 1909, over 3,069 prisoners were incarcerated in this notorious hellhole overlooking the Colorado River. The first 7 inmates actually built the cells that would imprison them. The most famous inmate was Pearl Hart, the last known stagecoach robber in Arizona history. The prison was surprisingly progressive, featuring the only 3 flushing toilets in Yuma. The dark cell, a pitch-black punishment chamber, remains one of the most haunting prison experiences in America. Number 36. London Bridge Walking Tour in Lake Havasu City. Easy difficulty, 0.5 mile. In 1967, Lake Havasu City founder Robert P. McCulloch purchased the original 1831 London Bridge for $2.4 million when it was being replaced in England. The bridge was dismantled stone by stone, shipped through the Panama Canal, and reassembled in Arizona by 1971. You can see World War II German aircraft strafing scars on the granite stones. The ornate lampposts were made from melted-down cannons, captured from Napoleon's army after Waterloo. It is Arizona's second most visited attraction, after the Grand Canyon. Number 35. Colossal Cave Mountain Park in Vail. Easy to moderate difficulty, from half a mile to 5 or more miles. This 2,400-acre park combines natural wonders with outlaw legend. Colossal Cave is a dry or inactive cave where outlaws supposedly hid $60,000 in stolen Wells Fargo gold in the 1880s, and the treasure was never found. La Posta Quemada Ranch dates to the 1870s, and it was a stop on the Butterfield Overland Stage route. The Civilian Conservation Corps built the historic stone buildings during the Great Depression. Number 34. Downtown Tucson, Barrio Viejo, and El Presidio. Easy difficulty, 1 to 2 miles. Tucson was founded as a walled Spanish presidio in 1775, and it is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in North America. Barrio Viejo contains the largest collection of Sonoran row houses in the United States. Adobe homes with 18-inch thick walls were built to survive desert summers. Visit El Tiradito, the wishing shrine, the only shrine in America dedicated to a sinner. Light a candle and make a wish. If the candle burns through the night, your wish comes true. Number 33. San Pedro Riparian National Conservation Area in Sierra Vista. Easy difficulty, 1.7 miles plus. The San Pedro River is Arizona's last free-flowing desert river, with no dams for 140 miles. This creates a sky island of biodiversity, where more bird species have been recorded than almost anywhere in North America. The Murray Springs Clovis site preserves evidence of Ice Age hunters who killed woolly mammoths along this very river 13,000 years ago. This is one of the world's premier birding destinations, with 400+ species recorded. Number 32. Juan Bautista de Anza National Historic Trail, from Tumacacori to Tubac. Moderate difficulty, 4.5 miles one way. In 1775 and 1776, Captain Juan Bautista de Anza led 300 colonists on a 1,200-mile journey from Tubac to Found, San Francisco. This trail follows the Santa Cruz River through the same cottonwood willow forest they traveled through 250 years ago. America's first international historic trail. Walk in the actual footsteps of the founders of San Francisco. The route crosses the Santa Cruz River twice, on wooden bridges. Number 31. Catalina State Park, Romero Ruins in Oro Valley. This is an easy walk that ranges from 3/4 of a mile to 2.3 miles. Walk through 1,000 years of Hohokam history on the Romero Ruins Trail. The Hohokam people built pueblos here between 550 and 1450 AD. The site includes a Mesoamerican ball court that suggests connections to cultures far to the south. When rancher Francisco Romero built here in the 19th century, he likely used stones from those ancient structures. The bridle trail is 1.4 miles long, and it has compacted treads suitable for wheelchairs. Number 30. Sabino Canyon Recreation Area is in northeast Tucson. Easy to moderate difficulty, 2.3 to 8.3 miles. Where else in the Sonoran Desert do you find a creek flowing year-round? Sabino Canyon is a water-in-the-desert miracle. The Sabino Canyon Crawler electric shuttle winds nearly 4 miles into the canyon, crossing 9 stone bridges on a narrated ride. You can ride the whole route or hop off at any stop. Wildlife is abundant: bobcats, javelinas, and more than 150 bird species. The paved tram road is wheelchair accessible. Number 29. San Xavier del Bac Mission, 10 miles south of Tucson. This is an easy walk, half a mile to 1 mile. Called the finest example of Spanish colonial architecture in the United States and the Sistine Chapel of North America, San Xavier del Bac has inspired awe since its completion in 1797. Look closely at the facade. A cat and mouse are carved on opposite sides. Legend says when the cat catches the mouse, the world will end. It is still an active parish for the Tohono O'odham Nation today. Food stalls sell traditional fry bread. Number 28. Tumacacori National Historical Park, 3 miles south of Tubac. Easy difficulty, 1 mile. Founded in 1691 by legendary Jesuit missionary Father Eusebio Francisco Kino, Tumacacori is the oldest Spanish mission site in Arizona. The haunting ruins were built by Franciscan missionaries and Hohokam laborers beginning around 1800. They carried rocks from nearby hillsides, made adobe bricks from mud, and hauled pine logs 30 miles from the mountains. The community left in 1848 due to Apache raids. The church was never completed, fully wheelchair accessible, with audio descriptions available. Number 27. Tubac Artist Village and Presidio State Historic Park, 45 minutes south of Tucson. Easy difficulty, 1 to 2 miles. Tubac is where Arizona began. Established in 1752 as a Spanish presidio, it became the first European settlement in Arizona. This is where Juan Bautista de Anza served as commander before leading 300 colonists on a 1,200-mile expedition to found San Francisco from 1775 to 1776. The Tubac Presidio State Historic Park preserves the foundations of his adobe home. Today, over 100 galleries showcase painting, sculpture, and jewelry. Number 26. Old Bisbee Historic District is 90 miles southeast of Tucson. Moderate difficulty, 1 to 4.5 miles, and steep terrain. In the 1870s, a soldier picked up an unusual rock and accidentally discovered one of the world's greatest copper deposits. The Copper Queen mine produced 8 billion pounds of copper over nearly 100 years. The famous staircases, 33,000 steps in total, began as mule paths. The Works Progress Administration replaced them with concrete stairs during the Great Depression. Many homes today are only accessible by stairs. Old Bisbee is a European-style hillside town unlike anywhere else in Arizona. Number 25. Tombstone Historic District, 1.5 hours southeast of Tucson. Easy difficulty, 1 to 2 miles. On October 26, 1881, the most famous gunfight in American history lasted only 30 seconds near the OK Corral. Wyatt Earp, his brothers, and Doc Holliday faced the Clanton Gang in a showdown that defined the Wild West. Prospector Ed Schieffelin was told he would only find his tombstone searching for silver. Instead, he found one of America's richest deposits, creating a boomtown of 23,000 people. Walk past the Birdcage Theater, with 140 bullet holes still in its walls, and Boot Hill Graveyard. Number 24. Saguaro National Park, Signal Hill Trail in the Tucson Mountain District. Easy difficulty, 0.3 to 0.8 miles. Signal Hill is home to petroglyphs that are 800 years old, carved by the Hohokam people who lived here from 1000 BC to 1500 AD. These ancient rock carvings tell stories through spiral designs, animal figures, and mysterious symbols. This is the largest concentration of saguaro cacti anywhere on Earth. Some are 200 years old and 40 feet tall. Desert Discovery Nature Trail, 0.5 miles, is fully paved and wheelchair accessible. Number 23. Park of the Canals in Mesa. Easy difficulty, short interpretive walk. One of the few places where you can see preserved remnants of original Hohokam canals, approximately 4,500 feet of ancient waterways. The American Society of Civil Engineers awarded the Hohokam Canal System its first ever award for excellence in prehistoric engineering. In 1878, Mormon pioneers cleaned out the ancient canals to irrigate crops, using only a straight edge and spirit level. Standing here, you realize Phoenix literally exists because two civilizations recognize the same engineering truth. Number 22. Cave Creek, Spur Cross Ranch, Conservation Area in Cave Creek. Easy to moderate difficulty, 1.5 to 3.6 miles. Cave Creek embodies where the Wild West lives. The town's namesake is an actual 60-foot wide cave where Tonto Apaches made their last stand in an 1873 Christmas Day battle against the United States Cavalry. Spur Cross Ranch protects 2,154 acres with pre-Columbian Hohokam artifacts, stone formations, and rare cacti. The Dragonfly Trail follows a year-round creek. Harold's Cave Creek Corral, established in 1936, is the town's oldest business, a classic Western bar where Italian sports cars park next to horses. Number 21. Fountain Hills, Lake Overlook Trail in Fountain Hills. Easy to moderate difficulty, 1.5 to 2.5 miles. Home to one of the world's tallest fountains, which shot water 560 feet high when it opened in 1970, and it was a Guinness World Record holder. The Lake Overlook Trail offers 360-degree panoramic views of the McDowell Mountains, 4 peaks, and the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation lands. A 1.2-mile paved loop around Fountain Park Lake is fully accessible, and it features bronze artwork, a veterans memorial, and a percussion instrument park, ideal for multi-generational outings. Number 20. Lost Dutchman State Park, Treasure Loop Trail in Apache Junction. The trail is moderate difficulty, and it is 2.4 miles long. The park is named after the most famous lost gold mine in American folklore. In the 1870s, German immigrant Jacob Waltz, known as the Dutchman, emerged from the Superstition Mountains with a satchel full of gold. On his deathbed in 1891, he described the mine's location, but no one has found it since. The Superstition Mountains hold layers of mystery, including ancient cliff dwellings, Apache strongholds, and the legendary 1848 Peralta Massacre. The Superstition Mountain Museum nearby features structures from Apacheland Movie Ranch, where classic westerns were filmed. Number 19. Tempe Town Lake Loop in Tempe. Easy difficulty, 7.4 miles, shorter options available. The Salt River, Rio Salado, was the lifeblood of the Hohokam civilization. Their canals drew from its waters for over 1,000 years. By the 20th century, the river ran mostly dry due to upstream dams. In 1999, Tempe created Town Lake, a 2-mile-long urban oasis on the historic riverbed. Nearby, the Loma del Rio Ruins is a 650-year-old Hohokam ruin. The Hayden Flour Mill recalls when cargo boats carried grain on the Salt River. The loop is fully paved and lit for evening walks. Number 18. McDowell Sonoran Preserve, Bajada Nature Trail in North Scottsdale. Easy difficulty, 1 mile. At 30,000-plus acres, with 230-plus miles of trails, this is the largest urban preserve in the nation. Entirely citizen-driven and citizen-funded, the People's Preserve protects the McDowell Mountains. The Bajada Nature Trail features interpretive exhibits revealing fascinating stories of desert adaptation, including how saguaros can live 200 years. The geology spans 1.7 billion years and includes some of Arizona's oldest exposed rock, fully ADA accessible. Number 17. Arizona Canal Trail, Scottsdale Waterfront. Easy difficulty, variable distance. The canal traces its origins to Hohokam irrigation ditches, used from 300 to 1450 AD. In 1868, prospector Jack Swilling recognized their potential and founded the community that would become Phoenix, a city rising phoenix-like from the ashes of an earlier civilization. Today's canal banks host Arizona Falls, a restored 1902 hydroelectric plant turned art installation, and the Paolo Soleri Bridge. It is the only trail where you walk above waters flowing through pathways the Hohokam used 2,000-plus years ago. Number 16. Old Town Scottsdale Historic Walk in downtown Scottsdale. Easy difficulty, 1 to 2 miles. Known as the West's most western town, Old Town began when U.S. Army chaplain Winfield Scott planted olive trees in 1888 that still line 2nd Street today. The Little Red Schoolhouse, dating from 1909, served as a school, social hall, church, and polling place. Cavaliere's blacksmith shop has operated since the founding family opened it, still producing ornamental wrought iron. The Rusty Spur Saloon occupies the 1921 Farmers State Bank building, complete with the original vault. Number 15. Sada Va Aki Museum, Pueblo Grande in Phoenix. Easy difficulty, 0.67 miles. This is the largest preserved archaeological site in Phoenix, a National Historic Landmark inhabited by the Hohokam people continuously for nearly 1,000 years. The massive platform mound, roughly the size of a football field, was built layer by layer over 3 centuries. You can see portions of the ancient canal system, over 500 miles of canals that supported 30,000 to 60,000 people. These same canal routes are still in use today. It is fully ADA accessible. Number 14. South Mountain Park, Judith Tunnel, accessible trail in South Phoenix. Easy to moderate difficulty, more than 1 mile. At over 16,000 acres, this is one of the largest municipal parks in the nation. The Hohokam people hunted, farmed, and gathered resources here as far back as the 1400s, leaving petroglyphs visible along several trails. The Civilian Conservation Corps built rock wall dams along Kiwanis Trail during the 1930s, still visible today. On silent Sundays, every fourth Sunday, the main road closes to cars. The Judith Tunnel Trail is specifically designed as barrier-free. Number 13. Papago Park, Hole in the Rock, in Phoenix and Tempe. Easy difficulty, 0.3 to 2.3 miles. The Hohokam civilization used hole-in-the-rocks openings to track solstices as an ancient astronomical calendar. Light streams through specific openings during the summer and winter solstices. During World War II, the area served as a prisoner of war camp. In December 1944, 25 German prisoners of war famously escaped through a 178-foot tunnel they had secretly dug. The park also contains Hunt's Tomb, a small white pyramid housing Arizona's first governor. Number 12. Desert Botanical Garden in Papago Park, Phoenix. Easy difficulty, 2.1 miles total. Founded in 1939, when Phoenix was a burgeoning desert outpost, this 55-acre outdoor museum showcases over 50,000 desert plants, representing 4,400-plus species. The plants and people of the Sonoran Desert Loop reveals how indigenous peoples used native plants for food, medicine, shelter, and fiber for thousands of years. It is a founding member of the Center for Plant Conservation. It is fully accessible under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and wheelchairs are available. Number 11. Buffalo Park, Nate Avery Trail, in Flagstaff. Easy difficulty, 2 miles. This park sits on land that was once a working buffalo ranch. The trail loops through high-elevation meadows at 7,150 feet, with spectacular views of the San Francisco peaks, including Humphreys Peak, Arizona's highest point at 12,633 feet. These peaks are sacred to 13 Native American tribes, including the Hopi, who believe the peaks are home to the Kachina spirits. The wide, flat path is suitable for wheelchairs, strollers, and all fitness levels. Number 10. Palatki Heritage Site, west of Sedona. The walks are easy, and trails range from 0.8 to 1.8 miles. Palatki, which means Red House in Hopi, contains some of the largest Sinagua cliff dwellings in Red Rock country. The pictographs and petroglyphs here span an astounding 12,000 years, from the first humans to arrive in the region through historic times. The grotto alcove displays layer upon layer of human expression across millennia. Ranger-guided tours are available, reservations required, and they explain the symbols and the cultures. Number 9. Williams Route 66, historic downtown. Easy difficulty, 6 blocks. Williams holds a unique distinction. It was the last town on Route 66 to be bypassed by Interstate 40 on October 13, 1984. Bobby Troop, who wrote the song Get Your Kicks on Route 66, marked the occasion by playing that famous song on a piano in the middle of the street. The Grand Canyon Railway has run from Williams' historic depot to the South Rim since 1901. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, the Cataract Creek Gang performs nightly shootouts at 7 p.m. Number 8. Bell Rock Pathway and Courthouse Butte Loop in Sedona. Easy to moderate difficulty, 3.5 miles. These iconic red rock formations are composed of sandstone that is 280 million years old, formed from ancient sand dunes of the Permian period. Bell Rock is one of Sedona's famous vortex sites, where many believe Earth's energy spirals upward. The unique red color comes from iron oxide in the sandstone. The trail loops around 2 of Sedona's most famous formations through juniper and piñon forests, offering constantly changing perspectives. Number 7. Tonto Natural Bridge State Park, north of Payson. Trails range from easy to moderate, with various options. The world's largest natural travertine bridge stands 183 feet high above a tunnel that is 400 feet long. Legend says, in 1877, Scottish prospector David Gowan discovered the massive cavern while fleeing Apache warriors. He homesteaded 160 acres and lived here as a hermit for decades. You can walk through the tunnel and stand beneath this massive natural wonder, while waterfalls cascade down moss-covered walls. 4 paved viewpoints offer accessible alternatives to the steeper canyon trails. Number 6. Horseshoe Bend in Page. Easy difficulty, 1.5 miles long. The Colorado River took millions of years to carve this perfect horseshoe, a 270-degree meander through Navajo sandstone. You stand 1,000 feet above where the emerald green river bends around an enormous rock formation. The sandstone layers were once sand dunes 190 million years ago, during the Jurassic period. The trail now meets ABA accessibility standards, and it has a fenced viewing platform. It is one of the most photographed spots in America. Number 5. Grand Canyon, South Rim, Trail of Time at Grand Canyon Village. Easy difficulty, from 1.3 miles to 13 miles. The Trail of Time is a 1.3-mile interpretive section where every meter represents 1 million years of Earth's history. You literally walk through 2 billion years of geology. Bronze markers and rock samples help you comprehend the incomprehensible. The historic village tells human stories. El Tovar Hotel, dating to 1905, rivaled European grand hotels. Mary Coulter's Hopi House, dating to 1904, was built by Hopi craftspeople. Walk as much or as little as you want. Shuttles connect all viewpoints. Number 4. Jerome Historic Walking Tour, between Prescott and Sedona. Moderate difficulty, 1 to 2 miles, steep terrain. Jerome was once the wickedest town in the West, a billion-dollar copper mining city perched impossibly on a 30-degree mountainside. At its peak, 15,000 people lived here. Underground dynamite blasts actually caused the old jail to slide 225 feet downhill. It still sits there today, tilted and bizarre. When mines closed in 1953, population dropped to just 50 people. Artists saved it from ghost town status. Now it is America's largest ghost town, both abandoned and allegedly haunted. Number 3. Prescott Historic Downtown, Whiskey Row in Prescott. Easy difficulty, 1 to 2 miles. Walk through Arizona's original territorial capital from 1864 along legendary Whiskey Row. This single block once housed over 40 saloons, and it was the rowdiest street in the West. The Palace Saloon has served drinks continuously since 1877, and it is Arizona's oldest frontier bar. In 1900, when a fire swept through, patrons famously carried the ornate Brunswick bar across the street and kept drinking while watching the town burn. The bar was reinstalled when the block was rebuilt. Free guided tours are offered most weekends. Number 2. West Fork Trail in Oak Creek Canyon, north of Sedona. Easy to moderate difficulty, up to 6 miles. This trail captures Old West romance like no other. In the 1870s, a legendary mountain man named Bear Howard built a cabin here. He earned his nickname by supposedly killing 4 bears with only a knife. Later, the famous Western novelist Zane Grey stayed at Mayhew Lodge and wrote Call of the Canyon. James Stewart, Clark Gable, and Walt Disney all walked this very path. Towering 200-foot canyon walls frame a perennial stream, which you cross 13 times on stepping stones. It is consistently rated Sedona's most beautiful trail. And number 1, Walnut Canyon National Monument, Island Trail, in the Flagstaff area. The trail is moderate difficulty, and it is 0.9 miles long. More than 800 years ago, the Sinagua people carved an ingenious life from this canyon, building over 80 cliff dwellings beneath limestone overhangs. The island trail circles a peninsula where the canyon makes a dramatic horseshoe bend. You are surrounded by ancient homes on all sides. These dwellings were mostly built by women, using limestone rocks cemented with golden clay. The Sinagua mysteriously abandoned this canyon around 1250 AD. Their descendants are today's Hopi people. The Rim Trail is 0.7 miles and paved, and it offers an accessible alternative with canyon views. These 50 destinations offer far more than exercise. They invite you to walk through 225 million years of geology, stand where ancient peoples tracked the solstices, discover where the founders of San Francisco began their journey, and trace the same paths cowboys and cavalry once rode. Arizona's walks connect us to stories that matter. Whether you seek the contemplative peace of a 300-year-old mission, the adrenaline of walking through a ghost town, or the simple joy of watching a saguaro cactus catch the golden hour light, Arizona delivers. These are places where calm, curiosity, and connection come naturally, where every walk tells a story, and every story deepens our understanding of this remarkable land. Happy walking, and may